Hi, I'm Sam Osatek.
I'm Carissa Recchia.
And I'm Gianna Basone.
And welcome to
Wayne's World! We have exciting news for all of you.
Today we're starting a new series.
It's called Our Educational Philosophies.
In this episode, we're going to talk about my educational philosophy.
Hi, I'm Sam. Welcome to today's episode of Wayne's World. Today we're going to learn about my educational philosophy. My philosophy is based off of John Dewey and Bell Hooks' ideas. I think education should be more focused on understanding people and their backgrounds to help them have the most comfortable experience that they can in the classroom. I think it's important that we all get to know each other as individual people and what makes us special in this world. To do this, I think we need to have more conversations in the classroom and more time spent getting to know one another, similar to the highs and lows that we do on Fridays in this class. I know that for a lot of subjects, there's not much that we can do to get around the lecture aspect, but I think that teachers should work towards getting more creative to get their students out of the classroom where they can have more experiences to connect their learning to. In my high school, we only had 4 classrooms with windows, so there were a lot of days where I would go 6 hours without seeing the outside. The days that we did go outside were the classes that stuck with me the most and that I retained the most knowledge. Experiential education is part of progressive education, which is a guide-by-the-side style of learning, as opposed to a sage-on-the-stage style. I personally think that experiential education is the best way to learn. It helps students connect what they are learning in the classroom to the real world. It not only reinforces what is learned in the classroom, but also gives students the opportunity to engage in collateral learning. This is a type of learning that happens unexpectedly and is not part of the original learning plan. Oftentimes, this type of learning is the most valuable.
Examples I have of experiential learning are my freshman year of high school. I took a geophysical science class, and we would go cloud watching for 10-15 minutes at the beginning of every class when we were doing our clouds and storms unit. And 6 years later, I can still identify all the clouds in the sky just from getting that firsthand experience of it and not just looking at pictures in class. And that's just an example of a simple thing that my teacher did that made the knowledge really stick with me more. The past 4 years, I've gone on mission trips to Kentucky and West Virginia, where I had a lot of really great experiential learning opportunities. I come from a pretty well-off town in northern New Jersey and didn't really understand poverty until I was immersed in it, and speaking with the people who lived down there and seeing where they lived and being able to help them out really made an impact on me and helped me to just better understand what poverty in America looks like. I also was better able to understand Southern culture and how it differed from culture up north. They were very hospitable and welcoming and so kind to us, and it was just a lot different than what I had experienced growing up in New Jersey. Another example of experiential learning is my senior year of high school. I took a philosophy course, and we took a field trip to see the largest indoor Buddha statue in the Northeast, and it was surrounded by 10,000 smaller Buddha statues, which was really cool to see. They had the monks come and explain their beliefs to us and show us around the grounds of the monastery, and we meditated and just got immersed in the culture for the day. And it was just a great experience that helped me understand the religion a lot more and their beliefs a lot more than I would have having just talked about it in a classroom. An experiential learning opportunity that I took to help me find my major was shadowing a lot of different occupational therapists. After I had heard about OT through some of my friends and teachers, I shadowed at 4 or 5 different places, and this helped me choose my major just by being at the different OT places and understand what they do by talking to actual occupational therapists rather than just trying to read up on it or taking the different career quizzes that they gave us in school. That I think everybody should take part in is studying abroad. Everybody should have the opportunity to study abroad at least once in life. There aren't a lot of times when you can just drop everything and live in another country for months on end while really experiencing the culture. It also sets up a great environment to have deep, meaningful conversations where you can actually get to know people. Studying abroad helps people to really understand how other countries work and why their cultures are the way that they are. This can help people to really understand each other better as a whole. I think that it's really important that teachers get to know each of their students individually and get to know their backgrounds. You can't expect a child who's going hungry at home to be able to focus all day, so teachers need to take that into consideration and do what they can to help that student learn best. You also need to consider what students have and haven't seen in the world. If you have a kid who's never seen the ocean before, you can't expect them to understand marine biology concepts. This is where experiential learning can be a big factor in education and why I think students should get out of the classroom more. Because the more that you've seen of the world, the more that you have to connect your in-classroom learning to. Overall, I think schools should be a lot less focused on lecturing and grades and a lot more focused on getting to know the people around you and getting to understand the world around you. And I think that teachers should do as much as they can to incorporate experiential learning into their classrooms.
When I graduate from Quinnipiac, I plan on becoming an occupational therapist. Although an OT is not the same as being a flat-out teacher, there is still a lot of teaching involved. OT is all about finding what is important to a person and helping them be able to do this as independently as possible. This can be anything from being able to brush your teeth in the morning to being able to drive again after a major injury. A lot of my job will be explaining how to do various occupations to people who are struggling. I plan to use more experiential learning to do this, as opposed to simply giving them a list of instructions or information. I want to utilize all of the new technology that is available, such as car simulators and mock kitchen setups. By using these tools, my patients will be able to better gain the knowledge and confidence that they will need to become independent again. I will also be working with the family members and training them on how to care for their loved ones. This comes best through experiential learning work rather than just me explaining to them what they will need to do. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for watching!